Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Take It and Make It Tuesday, brought to you by the Clearview Library District. In just a few moments, you're going to enjoy the instructional video that goes along with our Froggy earbud case kits. They're likely, if you're watching this, you already have. If not, though, by the time you get done watching this video, you'll be able to assemble your own kit and put it together with the help of Letha and her instructions. Before we do that, though, I just want to tell you about a special program that we have coming up on March 9th at 6:30 p.m. on Zoom. It's called Sisters of Courage, and in that program, local historian and certified interpretive guide Dave Lively will tell us about the Harbison sisters, who were some of the original settlers around Grand Lake, and how the things that they did and the adventures they had shaped the entire Rocky Mountain National Park area. So please go to our website, clearviewlibrary.org, and sign up so that you can join us March 9th at 6:30 for that program. Also, in the coming days and weeks, you're going to want to stay tuned to clearviewlibrary.org because we'll be revealing more about our upcoming Clearview Reads author event that's happening in late April. That's all for me for now. Let's give our attention to Letha Price as she helps us to make our Froggy earbud cases. Take it away, Letha.
We have a very cute project for tonight's program. It is a frog, and we're calling it an earbud frog pip. A pip is this container, and you squeeze it and you can put earbuds in it to store them, or you can put anything else. And so there'll be things in your kit where you can either make Frank, Frankie, or Fran, Franny. You will be able to make either one. So in your kit, you should have rolled up two pieces of fabric rolled together. One will be for the inner and one for the outer part of the pip. You will have a piece of thin quilt batting. And some of you will have a clear piece of template plastic, and some of you will have a white piece of template plastic. You'll have some cardboard shapes, one marked large and one marked small. Also in the kit is thread that will match your fabrics. This is folded up in the fabric, rolled up in there. You'll also find a hand sewing needle, some craft glue, a couple of clips, and I'll explain those further as we go into the process. You'll also have a pair of googly eyes and a ready-made bow if you're going to do Franny. Besides the template plastic, you'll also find a piece of cardstock. That will be for the templates as well. And most importantly, you'll have instructions in the kit with diagrams, pictures, and so forth. The only thing else you would need for this, you want to have fabric scissors and paper scissors on hand, and a pencil, and probably a permanent marker. And what I've done is I've made supersize samples of everything so it'll be easier for viewing. So you're going to take the piece of small cardboard template and you're going to place it on the pink cardstock, and you want to get 3 of these on there. So you'll put that on there, trace around, move it, trace around, and move it, trace around. So 3 small on the pink cardstock, and then you'll do 3 large on the template plastic. So you'll do 3. It's easier to mark these on the cardstock and the template plastic with your permanent marker. Then you will cut those out right on the line. So when you finish, you will have, out of template plastic and cardstock, you'll have a small and a large. And I would label them because unless they're together, you could confuse them as to which size is which. So for demo purposes, I have extra large pieces, marked small like your pink and large like your template plastic. You will then use the craft glue and spread it on the back of each of the 3 large and each of the 3 small. Just kind of dot it here and there with your craft glue. When you do that, you are then going to put these onto your piece of quilt batting. And of course, yours is smaller because you have this correct size pieces. So you're going to place the 3 large template plastic ovals and the 3 small cardstock ovals, glue side down to the batting, and then let those dry. Once those are dry, you're then going to cut them out exactly on the line. So when you finish, you'll have your oval with the cotton batting glued on. Then you're going to use those same 2 templates and you're going to place them on your fabrics. Decide which one will be your inner and which will be the outer. This is where you're going to want the pencil. You do not want to use permanent marker on this because, as you can see, and I'll talk about this in a moment, but permanent marker does show on the right side. So you'll use a pencil. Again, as I said, decide which is the outer, which is the inner. Trace 3 on each, 3 large, 3 small. And when you put those on there, you want to space them out a little bit so they're not touching. If you can get a good maybe 1/2 inch to 1 inch around each of those, that would be ideal. So you have room. So you trace, do not cut at this point. After you finish tracing, you're then going to cut with a margin around the perimeter of that. And again, I did mine in permanent markers so you could see it. So you will cut out, leaving about 1/2 inch all the way around. The next step is doing what we call a running stitch. You want to thread your needle with a sizable amount of thread, and you're going to do a running stitch. Leave a tail to start, and you're basically going in and out, all the way around to this point and back. One continuous piece of thread. When that is finished, you will then lay, all right, this is going to be my outer, so I'm using the larger template piece with the batting side down. You'll place that on there and you will pull the drawstring. You keep working on it, smoothing it out. I won't do it all right now, but you get the picture. You basically pull it tight till it's gathered, fitted around, and it should look nice and smooth on the top side. So you're going to do that with the 3 outer, larger pieces and the 3 inner, the smaller pieces. When you are finished with that, it should look like this. Then we're going to do, I call it a ladder stitch. You're going back and forth. I did it quite close here, but you don't need to do it that close. You can spread it out 1 inch apart or something like that. It's just basically to reinforce that this stays gathered. So ladder stitch back and forth, tie a knot at the end. Nice and smooth on the right side. And by the way, here's my smaller piece for the inner. So at that point, and this is where the clips are going to come in handy. Clip an inner lining piece to an outer. And because the outer is larger and the inner is smaller, you're going to see a margin all the way around. You want that. So try to center the inner piece. And again, threading a needle, you will then, we can call it a whip stitch, whatever you like, but basically, and I used yarn in mine to help you see it better. Of course, your stitching hopefully won't show. So you're basically catching the outer fabric and the inner and just continuing to do that. Start at one point, go all the way around, moving your clips as needed, come all the way around and come to the other end and tie it off and clip it. When that is done, we're now ready to put the 3 pieces together, the 3 double sets. So you'll put 2 of these together and you will do that whip stitch. But before you do that, what I would recommend is that you tie a knot or put a thread through the end and tie a knot. Leave that there, cutting it. Start on the opposite end. That keeps this side lined up while you're starting from over here. You're holding them together. Again, clips will be handy. And then I would definitely put a lot of reinforcement right there. Back and forth, back and forth. And again, because your thread's going to match your fabric, hopefully it won't show, but mine I wanted you to be able to see. You come up to the end, finish it, make sure everything is held real tight, tie it off really well here. Then you're ready to put the 3rd one on. So that's 2, that's this one and this one. And you're ready to put that 3rd one on. When you do the 3rd one, it's easier to fold it inward like this. So it kind of falls into place better, like this. So the 3rd one, you're going to do the same thing. You start at one corner, tie a knot, and then in the other corner, you're going to work your way around. When you get to that point, you want to make sure these corners are reinforced really well. That's where most of the stress is going to be in using this pip. So after you've tied off on each end and you're satisfied with the tightness, you're going to then, of course, you want to leave this open for the frog, but you're then going to go here and stitch up the same stitching for about a 1/2 inch. That helps keep this reinforced better to be closed, versus if you didn't, it would be kind of sloppy like that one. So 1/2 inch up, secure it with a nice knot, same as over here. So now we have this giant pip here. Now comes the fun part. You can choose where you want to put the eyes. You're going to decide if yours is going to be male or female. I found by having something where I could lay this at a horizontal, it's much better for gluing those trims on. It will keep them flat and prevent them from sliding off. So again, play with it, decide where you want the eyes, mark it with a pencil. You can use the glue, the fabric glue, or if you have a glue gun handy, you can use that. So glue the 2 eyes, and if you're choosing to put the bow on, you put the bow on. And when you're finished, you can use it for yourself, give it as a gift, make many more, and present them as cute little gifts. Have fun!